President's rule imposed in Maharashtra following Governor's report and Union Cabinet's recommendations. Shiv Sena moves Supreme Court against Governor's decision not to give them extension of time. Lok Janshakti Party to go alone in Jharkhand Assembly elections to release first list today to contest 50 seats. Prime Minister Narendra Modi leaves for Brasilia to attend 11th BRICS Summit, BRICS Business Forum and several bilateral meetings on the agenda. Theme of this year's BRICS Summit is economic growth for an innovative future. The 550th birth anniversary of first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, being celebrated as a Prakash Parv. President Ramnath Kovind visits Sultanpur Lodhi on the occasion. Prime Minister Modi greets people. INB Minister Prakash Javadekar visits Nanded in Maharashtra to attend Prakash Parv celebrations. Train services resume in Jammu and Kashmir between Srinagar and Baramulla. 2 pairs of trains to operate on resumption. Railways Minister Piyush Goyal says resumption of train services will give impetus to tourism and trade. In international news, impeachment investigation against US President Donald Trump in the US House of Representatives to move to public hearings on Wednesday. Trump is threatened with removal from office over allegations of abusing his powers and breaking the law by pressurizing Ukraine to supply damaging information on rival Democrats. Trump vows to release transcript of his phone call with President of Ukraine. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma in our top story. President's rule has been imposed in Maharashtra after political parties failed to garner support to form the government in the state. President Ramnath Kovind gave his assent for imposition of President's rule in this regard this evening. The Union Cabinet met in New Delhi to discuss the political situation in the state based on the Governor's report and recommended President's rule in Maharashtra. A statement from Raj Bhavan said, Governor of Maharashtra Bhagat Singh Koshyari, having been satisfied that as Government of Maharashtra cannot be carried on in accordance with the Constitution, has submitted a report as contemplated by the provisions of Article 356 of Constitution, President's Rule. And joining us now is our correspondent Shyama Mishra from Mumbai, who's covering this story there on the ground. Shyama, President's rule imposed in Maharashtra. What are the reactions you're getting both from the general public as well as from political parties? Also, when we spoke earlier, you had told us that talks were still on as to what combination emerges now. The picture is still not clear for government formation. Political parties in the fray are still continuing their talks. So what details do you have at this point?
As we speak, the discussion between the NCP and Congress leaders are underway here at YB Chauhan in Mumbai. And since morning, we are seeing that the marathon meeting between the NCP MLAs are on. And earlier in the day, we heard from the NCP spokesperson Nawab Malik that all the rights of the decision for making forming the government with the NCP, with forming the government with Congress or Shiv Sena, all sole rights lie with Sharad Pawar, and also a small committee has been formed. Now that the discussion between the the Congress and NCP members are underway, we are getting to know that a proposal could be kept before Shiv Sena from the NCP's end, and that could be of sharing the chief ministership for a proper two and a half years duration. Here we are also getting to know that the NCP and NCP and Congress, when they are having a discussion, the Congress could be in the side in the direction to say yes, okay, we are going to support the Shiv Sena, and there they could be taking their the entire proposal to the governor. Also, we know for the fact that when the president's rule has been imposed in the state, the timeline of 8:30 p.m. is no longer in effect, so they can now they have a time stretch of 6 months. They can in between go and have their long chats and have their long discussions with each other, that is the NCP, Shiv Sena and Congress. They could go with each other can discuss a lot of things about how the portfolios has to be distributed, about how the things would be going on from here on, and then they could, inform the governor about what the decision could be. Also, we are getting to know from the BJP's end that the co-committee meeting has been called immediately, and that has been on urgent basis. So urgent basis, and there also some of the reactions could be coming in from the BJP leaders. It is usually Sudhir Mungantiwar who speaks to the media. Until today morning, we did see that the BJP had a stance of wait and watch. Now that the president's rule has been imposed in the state of Maharashtra, definitely there would be some, a new plan that would be coming up in the BJP's area, BJP's party. Also, when we are talking about the people of Maharashtra, the general common people of Maharashtra, definitely they are very angry that they have to, see this day as the president's rule has been imposed in the state, because they had given a mandate, a clear mandate to the Mahayuti, that is the Grand Alliance and state of Shiv Sena, BJP and other smaller parties. But today all their trust and all their work given the people's mandate has gone to total waste, and now the president's rule has been imposed in state. Now the fact that I've already earlier mentioned that 6 months time is there with all the parties, they could go ahead to the governor and tell that we are ready with a plan, we are ready to form the government, and we have the necessary numbers. If they are able to do so, then well and good. Otherwise, we will have to see the re-elections. Rukma.
Right, Shama. Well, we'll have to leave it at that for now. Thank you very much for joining us with those details. And the Shiv Sena has filed a petition in the Supreme Court challenging Maharashtra governor's decision to not extend the time given to the party to prove its ability to form the government. Advocate Sunil Fernandez has filed a plea for the Shiv Sena. Moving on to other news, in Jharkhand, the Lok Janshakti Party, the LJP, which is a member of the National Democratic Alliance, the NDA, will fight assembly elections alone, it says, on 50 seats. This was announced by LJP President Chirag Paswan in Deoghar today. He said the first list of party candidates will be announced by this evening. Paswan said he wanted the party to contest with the BJP in the upcoming elections, but they did not respond to the letter which he wrote to senior BJP leaders. He said LJP had demanded only 6 seats in the areas where the BJP had performed badly in the previous polls. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has departed for Brasilia. In Brazil, he will be taking part in this year's BRICS summit on the 13th and 14th of November. In his departure statement, he said, I quote, the summit's theme is economic growth for an innovative future. I look forward to holding discussions with BRICS leaders on greater cooperation on a wide range of areas. On the sidelines of the BRICS summit, I would be addressing the BRICS Business Forum and interacting with BRICS Business Council as well as the New Development Bank. Improving economic linkages augur well for the BRICS nations. The visit to Brazil will give me an opportunity to hold talks with President Jair Bolsonaro on ways to deepen India-Brazil strategic ties. There is great potential in sectors like trade, defense, agriculture and energy. Prime Minister is scheduled to hold separate bilateral meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese Premier Xi Jinping, apart from the BRICS Business Forum closing ceremony and the closed and plenary sessions of the 11th BRICS Summit. In the closed session, the discussions are expected to be focused on challenges and opportunities for the exercise of national sovereignty in the contemporary world. This will be followed by the BRICS plenary session, where the leaders will discuss the intra-BRICS cooperation for the economic development of BRICS societies. Prime Minister will also participate in the meeting of the BRICS leaders with BRICS Business Council. And our correspondent Ayesha Khanam caught up with Suresh Reddy, the Sous Sherpa for BRICS, for an exclusive interview on the 11th BRICS Summit and India's role in strengthening the grouping.
Summit. How is India leading this entire summit, and what is the takeaway for India from this summit? To talk about all this, I have with me Sous Sherpa from India, Suresh Reddy. What is on table in this session, in this summit?
This is a very important summit because you correctly pointed out we have finished 10 years, one full decade of BRICS. interaction. Honorable Prime Minister has also attended 5 of the summits, and this would be 6th summit. Now, what has been happening during the last 1 year under Brazil's presidency? Under Brazil's presidency, they have given priority to one, strengthening cooperation on science and technology. Second is strengthening cooperation on digital economy related areas. Third is strengthening, of course, people-to-people contacts. And fourth and important is strengthening cooperation on terrorism and transnational crimes.
So India has been very vocal about this and leading from the front. So in this 11th BRICS summit, does India intend to take forward this fight against terror, and how is India going to voice this?
BRICS seminar on counter-terrorism strategies. Now, the uniqueness of this event is that we had all the agencies from all the 5 countries come together, sit around the table and exchange views and experiences on how they have been addressing the challenges in the home and benefiting from this exchange of experiences and ideas. And this process would be continued going forward. And another important development is that we have also established, we are taking the practical cooperation to the next level, and in this process we have established 5 sub-working groups focusing on different areas relating to addressing this challenge of terrorism.
India has a very stable leadership, and also, as you rightly pointed out, Prime Minister is attending the 6th BRICS summit. So how much has that added to take forward this strong bloc of BRICS nations?
Prime Minister's leadership in BRICS has been tremendous. It goes without saying. But I'll just restrict myself to 3 key areas. One area, as I mentioned, is the terrorism. How we have been encouraging other partners to strengthen the cooperation and take it more practically. One. And two, another area of interest is on the New Development Bank, in which Prime Minister has taken a lot of personal interest, and he has also directed the bank to address 2 key issues. One is strengthening lending in for promoting clean energy projects. As an outcome of that, now the bank has already approved more than 12 projects, and it has lent more than $3.2 billion for clean energy related. And another area which again Prime Minister's personal initiative is the establishment of the project fund, the project preparation facility it is called, under which special fund has been created, and with this the countries are able to prepare projects with the support of the bank itself and then present them to the bank for the lending purposes, essentially strengthening the bankability of the projects.
Thank you very much for talking to Doordarshan. Thank you. With cameraman Praveen Johar, Asha Khanam, DD News, Brasilia.
And it's a much awaited and festive day today. The 550th birth anniversary of Sikhism's founder, Guru Nanak Dev, is being celebrated all over the country and several parts of the world as Prakash Parv. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was born on the full moon day of the month of Kartik in 1469. Every year, Prakash Parv is celebrated on this day, also known as Kartik Purnima. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was a philosopher, social reformer, thinker and poet. Devotees organized langar at various places on the occasion. And in Jammu and Kashmir, train services on the Srinagar-Baramulla section of the Northern Railways resumed today. Northern Railways officials said that 2 pairs of trains will run between Srinagar and North Kashmir's Baramulla station and vice versa. The section is 57 kilometers long with a total of 7 stations, including Srinagar and Baramulla stations. Officials said the first train with 50 passengers on board departed from Srinagar's Naugam railway station at 10:05 hours while passing through Budgam and other 4 smaller stations. And thousands of migratory birds of about 10 species were found dead around Sambhar Lake, the country's largest inland saltwater lake near Jaipur. Officials said they suspect water contamination as one of the reasons for the deaths, but are awaiting viscera test reports. The official toll of dead birds is 1,000. Assistant Conservator of Forests Sanjay Kaushik says they will get the water tested for contamination or if it was some viral disease. Prima facie, it is not a case of hunting. And Dev Deepavali, Diwali of the gods, a festival of lights of the gods, is a festival of Kartik Purnima celebrated in Varanasi. Those are live visuals there from Varanasi. The occasion falls on the full moon of the Hindu month of Kartik and takes place 15 days after Diwali. As you can see, crowds have thronged the ghats on the occasion. Those are live visuals from Varanasi. Crowds thronging there on the occasion of Dev Deepavali on the ghats on the riverfront of the river Ganga. From Ravidas Ghat at the southern end to Raj Ghat, the ghats are lit up with more than 1 million earthen lamps, and you can hear the chants of the Vedic mantras as they're being chanted by the Pandits there on the occasion. It's on the banks of the holiest of Hindu rivers, the Ganga. And with that, we wind up this edition of the news. Namaskar.